Okay, here's a reaction video for the ages after a busy ass Sunday in sports. First off, I'm only going to say a few words about the Spurs to kick this off. We just lost to a bunch of nobodies. I know we're only, let me see here. We're 3-7. We're only 10 games into this 25th anniversary as a 25th anniversary as a fan for me, and I'm already fucking sick and tired of this Grade A horseshit. And with Keita Bates out with injury possibly, we better see some Jock Landale minutes. I'm not going to count on it though, but because Papa, this stubbornness and shitty ass rotations and horrible substitutions, I can't guarantee or count on. I can't guarantee it'll happen or count on it happening. So that's all I wanted to say about that one. We're going to get a break from this Grade A horseshit for 2 days until Wednesday, which I think is the day after Abigail Barlow's birthday. Okay, now, here's what made me more happy than that Grade A horseshit I just saw of the Silver and Black losing to the nobodies in OKC. The Checker Outer Parts 500 championship race at Phoenix International Raceway for the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. And Mr. H is very wise, like Dale Earnhardt Jr., for still saying Winston Cup, because that's what I still call it too. I fucking hate name changes with a passion, and you know it. So let's talk about it. So I'm just glad there was no silly-ass competition cautions to close out this week. To close out this season. We had practice and qualifying. It's the last race with Chip Ganassi Racing. I'm gonna miss them because I've always been more of a petty RCR guy, but temporarily I was Chip Ganassi because my father wanted to root for Montoya when he came to the Cup Series in 2007, because my dad's Latino, and he was very happy that the Latino community was getting involved in NASCAR. And, I support, and, considering Kyle Petty was about to retire soon, that's why I went with him. So that's, because, I had both Montoya and Kyle Petty running at the same time in most of 2007 and a little bit of 2008 until the end of this same race in 2008 when Kyle Petty officially retired after his getting caught up in that late race wreck where, Montoya turned Casey Mears and, David Gillen ended up on top of Scott Speed, who had replaced AJ Allmendinger, who left to go drive for Gillette Evernham, that later turned into Richard Petty Motorsports when Evernham and Petty merged together, leaving Kyle Petty as the odd man out even though Kyle was retiring anyway, if you remember that correctly. So therefore, I'm gonna, after Kyle Petty retired, I was all Montoya from 2009 to his 2013 departure, so I was a Ganassi fan for 7 years. I was more of a Montoya fan than Ganassi fan, if anything. So I'm gonna miss them. This possibly will be the last. This was the last race for Ryan Newman. Hopefully it isn't, but if it's the end, thank you, Newman, for letting us witness a hell of a career from you. Hopefully I'll be able to come up with a tagline for you if we never see you again. And I'll always remember you for the number 12 Altel car for Penske, not the 39. Not the 31, and definitely not the 6. It'd always be the number 12 in my book, because number 6 was Mark Martin for me. Number 31 was Robbie Gordon for me. And number 39, I know that's your personal number, but I always associate you with the 12 more than Ryan Blaney. So, anyway. But the most important thing, good riddance, Starcom Racing. Bum-ass Derek Cope and his bum-ass team will not be missed at all after they did Jeffrey Earnhardt Landon Castle dirty for talentless slow-ass Quinn Houff, the same way Gibbs did Bobby Labonte dirty in 2005 for J.J. Gailey, and Petty Enterprises did the same shit 2 years earlier to John Andretti in favor of Christian Fittipaldi. It's like teams did this when I was a kid in the early mid 2000s, and now teams are doing it now, late 2010s, early 2020s as an adult. I mean, money talks, I get it, but money talks doesn't always mean you're good. So yeah, and they get kind of put the cherry on top by crashing in their last race. I'm not going to miss them at all. If they would have kept landing, if 1990 Mickey Mouse 500 champion Cope was actually smart enough to keep landing, then maybe they wouldn't get as much hate. They wouldn't have been at everybody's way every week. But considering that we don't have to worry about Cope anymore, we don't have to see his bitch ass again. I mean, just because Dale Sr. lost a tire in 1990 when I turned negative 4 years old doesn't necessarily mean all of a sudden he's a fucking legend. I mean, Cope already ended his driving career in style, earlier in the year in the Daytona 500, crashing on and how fitting, if this was payback from Earnhardt for 1990, delivering his payback from the sky. Cope in the 500 this year crashed on lap 3, Earnhardt's car number, crashed into almost the same spot where Earnhardt crashed in 2001, with Kevin Harvick leading, which is, Earnhardt's replacement after he was killed in 2001. I mean, it was so fitting. It was Earnhardt's way of telling Cope to get the fuck out of NASCAR, and that's what you get for winning the 1990 Daytona 500. The same way, Harvick had karma come to him last year at Martinsville in the Old Dominion 500, and this year at the Charlotte Oval for not only wrecking the field intentionally at Talladega in the EA Sports 500 2015, but also winning the 2007 Daytona 500. So karma has had the workout of the biggest workout of her life this year, helping the trash take itself out. But anyway, let's get into the race. No silly ass competition cautions, because there was actually practice and qualifying this weekend, and this race had a fair share of crashes and cautions. It was a much better race this year than it was last year. Last year, because, first year not being at Homestead, it didn't feel like a championship race, along with the fact that when the race took place last year, Alex Trebek died, which is going to be the 1-year anniversary tomorrow, but at least I won't have to think about him as much tomorrow as I did last year, because, considering that I was excited to watch the race, but then Trebek died, so therefore I was too busy thinking about him while watching the race. This year I could actually focus more on the race, and it turned out to be fun if you were there for my live stream. 7 laps in, and it was calamity because Bubba got taken out by Corey LaJoie and the dipshit in the 47, Recky Spenhouse. I mean, JTG should have kept Priest, honestly, because he tears up a lot less cars than the piece of shit Spenhouse. Haven't liked him since the 2018 Firecracker 400 when he caused like 2 unnecessary wrecks. And then he took him to the hill. He ended up wrecking himself, but he just kept surviving somehow. And, he had to be the pussy that he is, to have security walk him back to his hauler because he knew that people would want to fight him. If he was a man, then he probably would have try to have the driver try to come for him, let him beat the shit out of him. Which is why I can't wait for him to go away one day. I wish it was him going away and not Priest. This was possibly Ryan Priest's last career Winston Cup race, let alone a NASCAR race. Hopefully he gets a good ride, even if it means back in the Busch Craftsman Truck Series. But he should still be in that 47 and not Recky Spenhouse. And then, Corey LaJoie and Spenhouse crashed each other again. I didn't even notice Spenhouse was in the Bubba incident because I was too busy tweeting about how the Boomers were gonna have a field day in their favor because, Bubba was out in the 7th lap. And then, Stenhouse survived the Corey LaJoie incident afterwards, considering that was karma for Corey. And then Spenhouse blew a tire and hit the wall himself, which was karma. And then Alfredo nearly cost Hendrick the championship, considering I was tweeting, if Hendrick Motorsports loses the title because Anthony Alfredo, Twitter and social media in general won't be happy. And I'm glad it didn't happen that way, thankfully. For once, a deserving driver actually wins the championship under the shitty playoff format of the chase. I mean, we saw the complete opposite on Friday night with the Craftsman Truck Series. Even if Zane Smith would have actually held on and beat Bitch Boy Ben, there would have been people crying on Twitter about how, the system is broken, considering that the championship favorite John Hunter had his championship hope dashed 1 lap into it. And, considering that, people were going to cry regardless yesterday, even if, Noah Gragson or AJ would have won it, but AJ's car sucked ass all night last night. And I'm kind of glad for that because it opened up the door for Daniel and Noah, but they had to have Austin Cindric to deal with. I've never liked Cindric to begin with, considering after what he did to Kaz Grala Canada in 2017 in the Truck Series, so therefore, I haven't liked him since then. I'm glad his bitch ass lost the Busch Series title last night. Not to mention that his fans are so salty and toxic that where his fans were so salty and are very toxic and are just as bad as Astros fans, even though I don't give a shit about baseball, and they're just as bad as Laker fans and also fans of the cheating McDouchebags, the Houston Rockets. So Anyway, so what else happened? Oh yeah, we also really there was tons of crashes. I mean, I brought up Bubba's wreck. I brought up like the 2-3 Spin House and Corey LaJoy incidents and the Quinn House wreck. I mean, oh yeah, David Starr. David Starr was a hero today. He had a brake rotor explode on the front straightaway and brought the caution out. You know, I thought Larson lost the championship with that slow pit stop on that previous caution for Alfredo. But then when David Starr brought out that caution with the exploding brake rotors, oh my goodness. I'm just glad. Can we just all be happy that imposter and Brett Bodine's number, one, took another L, and two, choked away another championship, proving that he'll never, I don't care if he has a Hall of Fame career or not, if he's a future Hall of Famer or not, he'll never be Mark Martin, both as, the best both, all three things. He'll never be Mark Martin as far as being a driver is concerned. He'll never be Mark Martin as, the best, to never win the Cup championship. And three, he'll never be Mark Martin, being a person, because Denny proved that he'll never be Mark Martin at Martinsville, because Mark Martin wouldn't just like ruin a driver's victory celebration like that, flip them the double bird, or like insult them after they just won the race. Mark Martin would have handled that with class and, congratulated the winner. You know what I'm saying? That's why Mark Martin is better than Imposter and Brett Bodine's number. And sure, Denny might be the better driver in the 11 between him and Brett, but Brett will always be the better person, because combining Brett Bodine and Mark Martin together, those two are more of a gentleman each in their own pinkies than Dennis is in his whole body. And at least Mark Martin and Brett Bodine don't go cheating on their wives and girlfriends like Dennis did. So I am so glad he lost. And not only that, I'm so glad punk-ass Harvick's bitch-ass went winless again for the first time since that dark year in my life, when I turned 15, 2009. So lots of good things came out of today, even though the Spurs lost to a bunch of nobodies. So, and the 2021 NASCAR season comes to an end. I mean, even though Austin, he was the Winston Cup points leader after winning the 125s, which some reason awards points, which is stupid. That should always be a non-points race. And then finished third in Daytona 500. I knew that points lead wasn't going to last long, but it felt good to have him lead the points on for my birthday that whole day, when my father took me out to an early Texas Roadhouse birthday dinner while it was still light out. It was snowing out there. But, even though Austin didn't win any Winston Cup races this year, and Ty only had a part-time ride, we saw a lot of my drivers in other series win races. We saw Nemechek win races. We saw Zane Smith win a race. He won 2 or 3 races last year, including the one at MIS that I didn't get to go to or celebrate in person because, no fans. I saw Noah win races this year. We saw Hemrick win a race last night in the championship to go with it. Next year it's Riley Herbst's turn to win his first race, and in the Busch Series, and it's also going to be Haley Deegan's turn to win her first race in the Craftsman Truck Series. I don't give a shit about ARCA anymore, even though Thad Moffitt's my favorite driver. I stopped caring less about ARCA because we all know Thad will never win anything unless, they combine East and West together in one division. The last time ARCA was competitive was the season Austin Theriault won the championship in 2017. Other than that, 2018 onwards, ARCA Remix Series has been sticking up the joint like Terry Labonte. And with Ty Dillon coming back in 2022, I'm just going to call it right now. He's going to get his first career Winston Cup win in 2022 with GMS to 94. And I can't guarantee he'll be the Daytona 500, but that's my first hope. That because every year he was in, he was in the 13 after Austin won it in 2018. I kept saying the next 2 years after that, Ty was going to get his first career win in the 500, and that backfired in 2019 when he almost won it and finished 6th, and then it backfired in 2020 when, he got taken out, all courtesy of reckless Ross Chastain. And then 2021, it completely backfired on me when he wasn't even... He was fast enough to make it, but he failed to make it in the qualifying race, the Twin 125, because of that bullshit charter system that needs to fucking go, which I'm another reason why I'm happy Starcom is leaving. The Rick Ware Racing douchebags are next, they'll be a step behind and leaving the sport after, hopefully next year. Because, just because they might have, Alliance from Stewart Haas Racing doesn't mean they're actually going to be good. Considering that, if the team's going to stay, I mean, the team can stay. It's that their shitty-ass drivers can go. Like, Cody Ware can go. Josh Bilicki can go. JJ Yaley can go. Cody Ware can go. All those assholes can go. As long as they get better drivers in their cars, then maybe they'll be more well-liked and won't be in everybody's fucking way every damn week. You know what I'm saying? So, therefore, maybe the cars will be faster if they get better drivers in them. You know, the team. I mean, if the drivers don't go anytime soon, then I'm pretty sure the team needs to go too. I mean, considering that, I'm surprised they didn't get anybody's weight today. So, therefore, okay. Well, what was I gonna bring up next? But I can't remember what I was gonna bring up next. But oh yeah, now I remember. So I guarantee, I was drawing a blank there, so I guarantee Ty will be the next first-time Winston Cup winner next year in the Daytona 500, but if not, it could happen any given season. My second hope is the New England 300 on July 17th for Anna Grace Barlow's Ricky Rudd's 28th birthday, considering that Anna Grace Barlow from the Goldbergs and the Big Leap is the same age as me. We were both born in 1994, but I'm February, she's July, so I'm March, April, May, June, July. I'm 5 months older than her, so that would be the ultimate birthday present for her, as Ty Dillon could get his first career Winston Cup win in the New England 300 the same day. Or it could be the ultimate birthday present for me 5 days after I turned 28 myself. If Ty Dillon gets his first win in the Winston Cup Series in the Daytona 500, become the 9th driver to score his first win in the Daytona 500, joining Tiny Lund, Mario Andretti, Pete Hamilton, Derek Cope, Sterling Marlin, Michael Waltrip, Trevor Bade, and Michael McDowell. So, the thought list like that, the 2021 NASCAR season comes to an end. I will see you all in February for more NASCAR videos. Until then, enjoy the new and improved content I was promising you guys this whole winter for the balance of 2021 and January 2022. Because December will be the March 25 Days of Christmas, a series that I did try in 2018, but sadly I never completed it, and I wasn't consistent with it either. So, have a good night tonight and a better day tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Good night. I'll see you all tomorrow for the Big Leap Episode 8 reaction video and possibly a bonus Adventures in Autumn video. And then Tuesday, my reaction video to Las Leyendas del Templo with Old Timer from the Silver Stakes. That was on the Blue Barracudas tonight. That I'll see on Tuesday. Nick Borey and his friend Joshua. That was a former Green Monkey in the original series and was on the Blue Barracudas with Nick tonight. That I'll be discussing on Tuesday. So I'll see you later, everyone.